Hello everybody, this is JT's Reviews here, and today I'm going to be reviewing this cappuccino unsweetened taste. There's loads of these at Lidl, or Lidl as we like to call it, because they expect it to be cheap, but not much there cheap, to be honest. So this is the cappuccino range. Now this is going to be kind of comparing it to Maxwell House, and this one is the Maxwell House one, and on it only contains 8, but on the one right here you can see there's 10, so you actually get more for what you pay for. This was like 80 something pence, and this was a pound, I believe, at Poundland, or I could have got it from Home Bargains for cheaper, we just don't know. But you can get those sort of sachets from Poundland, and you can also get the New York ones that are knockoffs of that, basically, or something like that, or knockoff of the Nescafe, I'm not sure. So yeah, this is the cappuccino, and the reason why I'm trying cappuccino, even though there was loads more for choice, is because this is cappuccino after all, and so is this, so they'll be kind of comparing to each other, because this one is 20 pence more dearer than this one. Anyway, let's read the box. So it says here, add the contents of 1 sachet to a cup or mug, pour approximately 200 mils, hot but not boiling, good because a Dolce Gusto machine doesn't use as much hot, so we'll be fine. Water and stir well, add sugar to taste. Well, I'm not going to add anything to this just yet, because this on its own has its own sweet stuff on it, and this one's unsweetened. That's probably where the profit comes from. It says here, store in a cool place, like the bin if this is crap, and it says Lidl UK, and this is actually located in London, SW19 4JS, and then it said R, but it's actually an S. Lidl Iceland, so as you can tell this actually belongs to Iceland, or Lidl, or something like that, and they're made in Dublin, it looks like, but it's been sent to the London UK address. On the other side it says that it's got skim milk powder, coconut fat, syrup, coffee. Obviously it is coffee after all. Milk and all that shit. And it's got a few flavourings in it. No aspartame though. This one does have sugar in it, and some form of weird agent in it. 142 grams, and this one says 108. But you do get less sachets in it, so it's a little bit more heavier, this one. This one's by JDE, obviously. I'm not going to pour hot water for this one, but just for this one, but I will be comparing to it. So let's open up the box, and inside you get a rather big sachet. I do like this invention of coffees, because you could just take this to work or anywhere else and get your beloved coffee that you love anywhere you want. So let's make the bastard. So here I am in my kitchen, and I'm going to use a normal mug because that's what it suggests. Let's get out this little funnel thing for the Dolce Gusto. I'm not going to use a kettle, because we're living in the new age of people using Dolce Gustos mostly. Turn that on like so. Let's put some fresh water in, just to be fair. Okay, your water tank engaged. Heat up the good old Dolce Gusto, and let's open this. It has an easy tear thing, just like the other one does, but it doesn't always tear for some reason, though it's supposed to work properly. So I'm going to put this closer so you can see what I see. So basically this is the powder itself. I'm just going to try and pour it in as fast as I can. You get quite a lot of powder. I don't normally do coffee reviews, but this kind of intrigued me, and Charlie Fleming as well intrigued me to do this. So let's quickly look at the differences before we start pouring hot water into it. As you can tell, this is the sachets that come with the Dutchy sort of stuff. I don't know, it's Lidl's own brand. And then here's the Maxwell House, which I would think would be a little bit more prettier considering the fact you're paying more for it, for a cheaper brand, hilariously. Right, let's get this bastard made. Make sure the powder's equal like that, and pop it under and see what it's like. So as you can see, it's got a funny powder mixture on the top, but once you stir it, it should stop doing that. Now I'm going to also compare this to the pods for the Dolce Gusto from, not this brand, but from a Lidl brand, because they are close to each other after all, and it'd be easier to compare it to it. So stirring this up, I'm going to give this a little bit of a stir for a while, and we'll taste this bastard. Can you tell I'm sweating? It's not because it's really hot, it's because I had to move a fridge or a freezer down the stairs from next door's. Yes, I helped next door for a change. But I thought it was only fair because he seemed like a nice lad, so I did it for him. So I did scare the neighbours though this afternoon when I got some power for my Scotch power meter. That was funny. Anyway, no lumps from what I understand. Let's see what this cappuccino from this brand is like. Cheers. Still shaking. Yeah, very watery. But it does say you can add sugar for taste. And it also tastes a bit chemically. It's really strange. One thing this didn't do is taste of chemicals. Strange. But talking of chemicals, let's put sweetener in because I've got no sugar available. So I'm going to put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 because let's face facts here, the sweeteners on their own don't do much. Right, let's stir this cunt up, I mean bastard or whatever. Yeah, you can tell I'm not very friendly in the family department. Right, let's try it with sweetener. Okay, tastes better. But it doesn't taste anything like the pods. In fact, it's well off from the pods that I'll normally buy. But again, I don't think they're the same company, so we'll let them off on that one. But they are right next to each other in the same store, so I was expecting the same quality. It tastes more chemical, even with the sweetener in. So this one probably is a bit of a winner. But again, this one is very bland. Considering what you pay for, it's very bland. And I've seen that in stores for much more bigger expense. So I would probably recommend this over the Maxwell House, but it still tastes of chemicals and disgust. So yeah, again, it is 80 something pence. What do you expect? Anyway, with sweetener, I would give it like a 7 out of 10. But because it tastes of shit when I first did it, I'll give it a 4 out of 10 out of the box. Unsweetened needs to be added with more sweetener, I think, because unsweetened it tastes like chemicals and diarrhea. So diarrhea, no, it isn't. Anyway, yeah, this is not a professional review. I do apologise, but yeah, this it's a 4 out of 10 for me. This on its own was more like a 5 or a 6 out of 10 because it was a little better, but you only get 8 and you only get 10, so I let them off with a tiny bit. But again, if you add sweetener, it probably tastes better, or sugar. I'll probably put sugar in the future and it probably tastes better. But on its own, a 4 out of 10. Not very great for the price. Yeah, it tastes like what it's supposed to taste like for the price. For 80 something pence, it tastes like chemicals, and that's what you expect. But again, let me just remind you, this was £1 in Poundland for 8 of them, and it's a little bit better quality. And no way it looks like that picture, by the way. Or even better, this picture. I like their serving suggestion in a cup. That's funny. But with sweeteners and all that, it's not bad. 7 or 8 out of 10. I probably would keep buying this just because Maxwell is a bit bland unless you put sugar in it. That's the same with this one, but this one's a little bit cheaper and has a reason to be cheap and disgusting. But it's alright with sweetener, but it's crap on its own. I would definitely recommend sugar or something with it. But when you do put the sweetener in, it does have a biscuit vibe, unlike this one, which has a tiny biscuit vibe, but very rarely. I don't know. I think this one is a disappointment compared to the other one, but I do like this stuff, but it is a disappointment. But this one might be my new one from now on. I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. I'm on the bench with both of them. They're both bad. But the taste is not bad when you put sugar in or sweetener or whatever the fuck you put in it. But on its own, they're both bland. They're both boring. And, you know, just like every other coffee, you have to put sweetener in it. But if you're having this on its own, for example, then I wouldn't recommend this because this tastes like ass. It tastes terrible in its own way because it's just chemicals. It just tastes of chemicals. But when you put your own chemical in it, or even better, sugar, it tastes better. So if you like coffee on its own and you don't like it disgusting, I wouldn't recommend this. But this is definitely a go-to in my opinion because this one doesn't taste much of chemicals, although it does have chemicals in it. But on its own, it does taste alright. But if you put sweetener in, like with everything, it tastes better. But a lot of people have sweetener in their coffee, but some people don't. And you don't want that chemical cappuccino taste that this thing has, I'm afraid. And with the Maxwell, well, it's close to the best out of the two, I think. I think anyway. I might put a caption on the screen saying I don't agree with it because I've probably tasted this later on and while I'm doing a review or something else, I don't know. I'm not even a review even, just on my own. Anyway, thank you very much for watching guys. Don't forget to comment and subscribe. What do you think to this? It tastes disgusting on its own, in my opinion, unless you add sweetener. So if you like sweetener in your coffee, you won't notice it. But you have it on its own, it tastes nothing like what it's supposed to. Coffee and cappuccino, it tastes really chemically bitter or something like that. This on its own is not bad though. I wouldn't recommend. I would recommend that. Fuck. Anyway, thanks for watching. Cheers.